Hey guys, it's Nick, and thanks for tuning in to Long Island Wargaming. And this is my third game of the Mighty Titans tournament that I went to. And this is the modified Dawn Attack. And the special rules here are you have to deploy at least 2 units in each center. Each area, the left, the right, or the center. And that wasn't a big deal for this game because I got matched up against vampire counts, and both of us had enough chaff to just kind of throw in the sides. And the primary objective is essentially victory points for 10 tournament points. Secondary objectives being the player who killed the most heroes and lords, 5 points. And then having your cheapest unit alive at the end of the game earns you 3 extra victory points. Bonus points for having your BSB in your opponent's deployment and your general in the enemy's deployment. So our cheapest units ended up being, I think, a unit of bats and my engineer, my naked engineer. So, alright, so I don't really remember everything that happened in this game, so I'm just going to kind of go picture by picture, so I apologize if there's any inaccuracies or if I have to go back and do some stuff retroactively. So, awesome guy, really friendly, so this was a fun game by far. As you can see, one of his pictures here, he's got the Walking Dead shirt with Christopher Walken, pretty funny. So, and his army was awesome. So at the end of the closeout of the video, I'll just have a bunch of the videos from his diorama that he had put up. So you can also tell he's a nice guy because he only has 1 Terrorgeist opposed to 2, and that Terrorgeist is hiding in a hill, which is a pretty cool piece of terrain. So just going through deployment quick. Let's see. Alright, so all the way to his far left flank, he had these flying frenzied guys. I don't know what they're called. I've only played Vampire Counts a couple times. Either way, he's got them facing backwards so they don't run off, which is a pretty good idea. And then going from left to right, there's the Terrorgeist chilling in a little hill. Some bats, some ghouls, behind the ghouls some zombies, and then that big unit there is Graveguard, I believe, behind that a corpse cart that is angled facing sideways. So that's a little something interesting I learned. Also, you can see the black coach deployed sideways. Less surface area for a cannon to hit you, but also when you go to pivot and move, you get an extra inch or 2 out of it by looking forward. So that's an interesting strategy I never really realized. So I don't know if that's considered cheesy or not, but it didn't bother me. It's a smart move. And then we've got some skeletons, some more bats, and a spirit host or something. So, my deployment far outside, I got the Doom Wheel and the Giant Rats, and they help an Abomination. Slaves, Plague Monks with the Lodestone, Storm Vermin, Bunker Unit behind there. There are the Naked Engineers in there, so I could try to keep them alive. And Bus Formation with the Bell. The bell's backwards by accident. Oops. Slaves and then Warp Fire Thrower. And then I have the Rat Dart over here and the Warp Lightning Cannon. So I'm not sure what spells we got. He got a bunch of bubble spells that just re-heal his guys or create new guys or some crazy stuff. There's a Vanguard all the way out to the back there. It looks like there were some hounds or something, so I marched those Rat Darts up there to deal with them. So here's my movement. I try not to push too far forward with the bell. I try to protect it with the units closing in around it so he can't really pass anything through, and if he does decide to do so, there's the Warp Fire Thrower. I don't want to go too far up because of the forest. I don't want to have to deal with having no ranks and no strength in numbers, any of that bullshit. So, not really sure what happens in Magic. So I'm just going to move on. The Doom Wheel kills Giant Rat, which is cool. The Lightning Cannon hits the Terrorgeist and kills, does a wound, which is cool. So I was kind of hoping for more, but oh well. And then let's see. I do something in Magic, but I don't really remember. The War Dogs or the Flesh Hounds or whatever, they go and eat some rats, or at least they try to, and the rats actually deal some wounds and actually chase them away at some point. These flying guys move up. The bats move up. As you can see there, the Graveguard is very much not there. So I believe I got off maybe the dreaded 13th and just rolled a really ridiculous high number. Almost looks like, I don't know, 20 something guys might have went down. I don't know. I felt really bad when it happened, so it must have been Plague or the dreaded 13th. So pretty nasty. Everything else kind of shuffles up. I think he heals some wounds on his guys. The Black Coach is coming. Pretty cool piece there. Let's see. Those dogs die. The Hell Pit Abomination, in my turn, comes backwards. I actually decided to send him backwards towards those frenzied flyer guys. Just with the reason why I did that is because going anywhere else would have made him the closest target to the Doom Wheel, so I actually wanted the Doom Wheel to be closest to the Terrorgeist. So I moved everything else backwards, including the slaves and the Hell Pit Abomination. So that was an important move there. Here's my movement with the rest of my guys. The Doom Rocket might have helped out killing those Graveguard. Again, I don't remember, so I apologize. So I just move a little bit. Move up to the edge of the forest, so if he decides to charge me, he can lose his ranks, not me. And I'm just kind of protecting my flanks with the slaves. And then I get Plague off, it looks like, onto the skeletons and kill more than half of them. So that's pretty sad. I did really great rolling for my spells this game. Plague transferred over to the Graveguard and killed a bunch more. And then it was a miscast, so a bunch of guys dropped. So let's see. The Warp Fire Thrower ends up frying the bats. No problem. I'd probably kill a couple more Graveguard. And nope, I'm sorry. I kill a couple more skeletons. Now you can see the skeletons are down to essentially 10 guys. So the Doom Wheel actually gets a Strength 10, I believe. And no problem wounding on 2-ups, and then D6 for each wound. I kill the Terrorgeist, no problem. So I'm kind of ahead of the game at this point. Let's see. His turn. He charges the Rat Dart. The ghouls go in against the Doom Wheel, which is fine. During magic, I'm not really sure how the Corpse Cart works, and I also don't remember what spells he got off. There was a bunch of regenning going on. But he made these really cool counters, which I really liked, that were part of the diorama, but he threw them on the field once the Black Coach buffed himself up a little bit. So looks like one of them says Killing Blow, one's +1 strength, and the one's Scythed Wheels, so that's really cool. These frenzy guys are coming from behind. And this looks like the end of his magic phase. You could just see there's a whole lot of guys left. Guys coming back. So we went from having like 14 Graveguard to having like 20 something, and then there's like 10 more skeletons come back to life, so that's really good. And he gets off some spell that gives him always strike first, which is pretty cool for a round of combat, or until his next magic phase. So he's got cool markers to remind me what's going on and remind himself. It's a great idea. I should honestly do something like this just to remind myself in the game who's got affected by what, but also for picture purposes. It looks like the ghouls come in and eat the Doom Wheel, which is great. He really needed that, and the Doom Wheel had already paid itself off. I've never really dealt with the Terrorgeist, so I really don't know how lucky I am, but I'm just assuming very lucky. So they reformed to face me. Very cool. Black Coach is now facing the slaves. This looks like my turn now. I turn the bunker unit to face the oncoming frenzied guys, and then I move my BSB and engineer into different units. The BSB unit is now in the Storm Vermin unit, which is pretty cool. Hell Pit turns around and makes an awesome roll towards the ghouls. Here's another shot of the whole battlefield and what's going down. So I guess I moved the slaves to face the Black Coach. I don't really want to deal with it. I honestly don't know what it does, to be completely honest. I get Wither off onto the Graveguard, so I think they were toughness 4, now they're toughness 3. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember what they were shooting at, but the fire thrower is now dead. And the Hell Pit Abomination takes a wound, but destroys the ghouls, and they crumble. And he just turns to face this way. These guys come in from behind. Black Coach is just taunting me on the flank. So, again, awesome piece. Really like it. Came out really cool. He took a simple model and just made it awesome. It's like essentially going over a bridge. So, you'll see on the diorama. Spirit Host is just coming up to get in the way. And the giant rats die, so they move on to the slaves, I think. Some zombies pop up, and they're ready to just eat. The help is just ready to eat them, so he's just there to kind of redirect, hopefully. In his turn, he charges the Graveguard in. I'm able to knock him down my last turn, but there's more guys back again. So, actually, no, I'm sorry. This is my turn. So, the Hell Pit Abomination goes in, and I charge with both the Plague Monks and the Storm Vermin. And the Plague Monks actually fail, which I'm actually really upset about because I really needed the Plague Monks in there with all their Strength 3 hits against the Toughness 3 guys. They're striking last anyway, the Graveguard, because they've got great weapons, I believe. But the Storm Vermin make it in only, which isn't going to be enough, honestly. I mean, it's just not going to be enough. And I'm afraid, I got my BSB in there, I'm afraid they're just going to get wrecked, especially since he's got a bunch of them back. The Hell Pit I'm not really worried about. He should be able to take those zombies on, no problem. I leave the slave to deal with the Black Coach in case he decides to flank me. And I get Plague off onto the Graveguard, so I'm able to kill a handful more. The Black Coach gets taken out by the Lightning Cannon, it looks like, but he was able to buff up, I guess, up to 5 buffs. So there was Ethereal in there, and then what's the new one? I don't know what the one on the horse is. I don't know what the 5th buff is, but it's still a pretty cool way to represent what buffs are going on. So the Storm Vermin are able to kill a bunch of guys, and they actually end up staying, it looks like, so I actually reform to get more into combat. Some slaves die from those frenzied guys from behind. Throughout the game, the zombie unit just grows to like a substantial number where he ran out of models, so it was just like we were keeping count. We're like, yep, it's this plus 30, because I mean he just kept adding on to them with whatever spells allowed him to do so. Let's see. The Graveguard at some point can always strike first, and then the Corpse Cart, whatever helps, however he helps. My BSB ends up dying at some point. And then the Storm Vermin at some point end up breaking. So the BSB's gone, and those Storm Vermin run through the bunker unit. The bunker unit essentially stays, which is nice. This looks like the last image. I'm not sure. I know I got the win for the games, the objective, the plus. I mean, win by 110 points. I also got. I killed the most heroes actually, because I think I somehow erased that unit. I think I maybe I just forgot to take pictures. I think I sent the Plague Monks in and just destroyed the unit. I believe that's what happens. I don't entirely remember. But I was able to get the 10 victory points for winning. And then I got 5 for killing the most lords and heroes, because I was able to take out his caster and BSB in that unit. My cheapest unit, I think, stayed alive, so I got that 3 points. And I think he didn't get that because his bats died. And I did not get any bonus objectives. For the most part, I just rolled really lucky in this game. Between the Hell Pit Abomination and the Plague Monks, I think they finished that unit off, which was essentially calling the game. but I've rolled really lucky with my shooting and my spells, so I felt, I mean, for a Skaven player, I actually felt bad how much I was just ripping off his lines the first turn. I mean, looking at deployment again, he just had so many units just clumped together there that it was kind of intimidating, but yeah, so I'm not going to really go on and comment too much because I don't remember and I don't want to just make stuff up, but for the most part, really good opponent. I was really glad I was able to get out to this tournament because it's just nice to meet new people. So, and then here's the montage of these awesome looking photos. This stuff I was really thrilled to see. That was really cool looking. A lot of space savers, which is cool. I don't know how that runs in big tournaments, but like, you got this little tomb looking thing in the grave guard unit. The Terrorgeist. So, came out really cool. Alright, so that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed, and then I'll probably do one more video just closing out, you know, how I did in the tournament and my thoughts on, you know, just tournament play in general, because as I've said a couple times, this is the first time I've gotten out to an 8th edition tournament altogether. So great. Hope you guys like, subscribe, comment, and see you in the next one. Thanks.